Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Gacha roundup. So, before I start talking about Gacha games, I do want to pay my respects to classic Shadowverse. Shortly after I recorded my March video for the Gacha roundup, I found out that they announced the shutdown of this game. So, it is still currently playable. My understanding is that this game will be shutting down at that or during the 10th anniversary. So I wanted to just kind of come up real quick and just pay my respects to a game that honestly brought me years of joy. I heavily featured this game on my channel. It is absolutely my favorite collectible card game ever, period. And I played a variety of games like Hearthstone. I played like some of the Yu-Gi-Oh games that came out. I even played Magic. I forgot what it's called, but there's like a Magic the Gathering you can play for like tablet and PC type stuff. And of all of those games, like this was the game that was for me specifically. Now, if you want my full thoughts on how I feel about the game, I recommend that you go to my mobile game review of Shadowverse, the original. But yeah, this is a game that brought me years of good memories. A story that was top tier, if I'm being honest. Like, when you play a card game, you're really not playing it for its story. You're just trying to like collect cards, play the game, stuff like that. Try to do as best as you can. But the fact that this had an actual good story, like, added to how great this game is, I should say, was. Now, some people will probably say, say it's surprising that this game lasted this long, being that the sequel has been out for a while now. But, this is kind of like a situation where the sequel to Shadowverse was delayed. So to keep the Shadowverse, brand going, they basically was doing what's called I forgot what they called it, but it was some kind of like classic showdown or something like that, where they basically re-released old sets and did like, a kind of like a limited format, kind of going back to the old days of what it used to be like when you first played the game. Uh, like a classic standard kind of mode. And honestly, it was a lot of fun. It really brought me back to the old days of playing this game. And yeah, it was a lot of fun doing that until the sequel came out. And they kept this game going, which was good for people that were disappointed in a sequel, like myself. We could always go back to this game. But unfortunately, there will be a time where that will not be a thing. I think the saddest part about this is that once this game shuts down, the story will basically be gone forever. Now, there might be someone on YouTube who's recorded the entire story and put it on there. I hope so. I haven't researched this yet, but I'm really hoping that there's someone out there that's recorded like all of the story, because honestly, it's a really good story. Like, if they had made an anime that was the actual story of Shadowverse, I think it would be great. Now, when I say an anime, I'm not talking about a Yu-Gi-Oh clone where a bunch of kids are playing cards. I'm actually talking about the story of the game itself. That would make for a really good anime series. That's how like top tier I think the story of this game is for a card game. By the way, like that's kind of crazy. Like that just shows that the devs put a lot of effort into this game in general. And there are other things that made this game so good. But again, if you really care, watch my official review on it. It should be on my playlist of mobile game reviews. It's one of the first reviews I ever did. But yeah, I'm just here to pay my respects. Thank you, Side Games, for making the best card game in the market as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sorry that the sequel is not nearly as good. So let's go ahead and talk about the next subject that I want to bring up here. So we are going to talk about, this is it. Now, I laugh when I bring this up. It is funny that they put Nikkei up here as well. I mean, yeah, anyway. Sorry, it just makes me laugh. they know what kind of game this is. But I wanted to talk about Brown Dust 2 a little bit. I've never featured this on my channel. Oh, no, I have. I think I did a demo video of Brown Dust 2, possibly. I can't remember. But what I will say is I did play the game when it first launched. Not day one, but I did play like maybe like a few days or maybe a week after it launched. And it was okay. I wasn't really impressed, if I'm being honest. Like I don't like games that are like very chibi graphics and stuff like that, and that's kind of how this felt to me. Um, which is disappointing because I was hoping it was going to be like a better version of Fire Emblem Heroes, but it really wasn't anything special. And the other thing that was disappointing to me is that I played the original Brown Dust, and I loved that game. I really did. I believe they ended up rebranding it to be Tribe 9. I don't get why they did that. But before it became Tribe 9, there used to be just straight up Brown Dust, which I thought was an excellent game. I thought visually it was pretty good and pretty consistent. And when this game came out, the sequel, I feel like they went a little bit backwards. Um, so to be perfectly honest, I just didn't play the sequel as much. Sequels, I've noticed, disappoint the crap out of me. I mean, Brown Dust 2 was disappointing to me. Shadowverse, Worlds Beyond, disappointing to me. And another game that a lot of you old school people will appreciate, Blood Brothers. The sequel to that game was straight trash. Like, I know that almost everyone that played original Blood Brothers was highly disappointed with the sequel, and they just straight up quit the game. And so did I. Like, when I found out that they were shutting down original Blood Brothers, and they were making a sequel, and they were like, "Oh, hey, go to the sequel. We'll give you some rewards for moving over." And then we start playing it, and we're like, "What is this crap?" Like, it was just not the same, not even close. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm learning that sequels to Gacha games are typically bad. Hell, I was even like somewhat disappointed in Seven Nights Rebirth. I actually liked Seven Nights Rebirth, um, but comparing it to like the original and to even Seven Nights 2, because that was also a thing for a while, Rebirth was a little disappointing in comparison. It was still a decent game, but just a lot weaker. So yeah, sequels are obviously just not my thing in the gacha games, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a new game will change my mind, but Brown does too. Like I said, I played it for a little while. Didn't really do it for me. The combat was okay. The visuals were just inconsistent. Now, I did re-download it recently because I heard that it got popular all of a sudden, and now I know why. Apparently, they went full perverted, like hardcore perverted. Um, Not to the point to where I was like, ooh, and decided to play again, but I just saw it and I was like, that's why this game is popular now. Because, like I said, when the game first came out, it was just okay, but nothing. But it got popular because it just went the whole perverted route. So that is what it is. But again, it didn't convince me to keep playing the game. I mean, there's still a lot of chibi looking graphics and stuff that I don't care for. It's not consistently full 3D good stuff. So, like I said, it's just not for me. But I wanted to bring this game up because, I wanted to at least bring out my thoughts on a game that I did try for a while and had some thoughts, especially with the pattern of sequels disappointing me. Um, that's kind of what this was. Although what I will say is that Seven Nights 2 was actually probably the best sequel I've played in a gacha game. Like Seven Nights 2 is actually pretty decent. The graphics were upgraded. The combat was actually kind of interesting. It was extremely difficult, but it was interesting. I should probably do like a review on that game, but I haven't played it so long that I feel like my opinion might be out of touch. I don't know if enough people say they want to hear it. Maybe I'll do the best I can. We'll see. But yeah, that's it more or less for Brown Dust 2. I just kind of wanted to bring those specific thoughts out real quick. All right, so I wanted to bring up Last Claudia real quick. They are celebrating their 7th anniversary right now. which is kind of cool. A game that's been out this long that's still going pretty strong. That's always a good thing to see. A lot of gotcha games end up going under like within about 5 years or less. So the fact that this has lasted like 7 years is kind of cool. So I would say that now is a good time to get into this game if you're into it, mainly because you're getting a lot of freebies, and it's a good time to save up some crystals because they had a live stream where they announced that they were doing a collaboration with Brave Frontier. Now, for those of you who don't know, Brave Frontier is an older gotcha game that I believe came out before Last Claudia. I vaguely remember playing it, but I don't think I ever featured it on my channel. If I did, it would be in my like playlist for I would say my demo videos, but I don't think I ever featured that game on this channel. But it was basically a game similar to Last Claudio, just a gotcha game with somewhat pixel graphics and all that stuff. Um, but the fact that there's like two gotcha games kind of doing a collab together is kind of cool. And then we also learned that some of the people that worked on Brave Frontier actually worked on Last Claudia as well. So that's kind of interesting too. So that collab is going to happen in June, which means if you start saving now, you might be able to save up enough gems to maybe get one of the collab characters. That also means that, a lot of people are going to be skipping a lot of banners until June, but honestly, I think it's worth it, especially if you're free to play or a budget player. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring that up. Just kudos to Last Claudia for lasting this long, and the fact that they announced a collab with another gotcha game is kind of cool. It's kind of exciting. Now, here's a game that I don't really talk about much. Honkai Star Rail. Speaking of anniversaries, they are celebrating their third anniversary right now. This update just happened a few days ago. A game that I honestly really like. As a matter of fact, it's the only gacha game that I'm playing right now where I'm actually enjoying the story in itself. Now, I used to pay attention to Last Claudia's story, but I got to the point where I just got sick of constantly reading and reading and reading. Like, I just want to hear dialogue. I'm just sick of reading now. But Honkai Star Rail thankfully has English voice acting, and some of the characters that didn't have voices now have voices again. So that kind of makes the story experience a lot better than kind of the broken up dialogue that we were getting for a while. So I'm happy to see that. But yeah, Honkai Star Rail has a little bit of new story. I haven't played the story yet, but Inforius at the moment does have. Wait, not is it? Not Inforius. It's I forget the name of where we're at. Plain Arcadia. That's where we're at right now. The Plain Arcadia story is actually kind of interesting. I'm enjoying it at the moment, and I'm looking forward to seeing the newest story update. They also updated Divergent Universe and I forgot what it's called. That's like my favorite mode that I play all the time. That's the only videos I even do on this game anymore. But basically the roguelike modes, like those modes got some updates and they're a lot of fun. So, good time to play this game. A lot of freebies that you can get, especially because it's an anniversary thing. So definitely we're eating good as far as gotcha games right now. And I'm going to briefly bring up one last thing. It's going to be very short. I'm thinking about trying this game. I don't know anything about it. Oh, apparently they have a 2.5 anniversary going on, so this might be a good time to hop on. I watched another creator who was talking about a list of gotcha games that they play that are decent, and this came up. And I believe he advertised it as a turn-based game with some interesting story and whatnot. The visuals look decent, and if it is a turn-based gotcha game, it's definitely right up my alley. Why I haven't played this game, I have no idea, but I'm honestly strongly considering giving it a shot. So if anyone has any opinions or thoughts and wants to make a comment, I'd actually seriously like to know what people think about this game. If for those who played it. but I'm thinking about getting into it. If I do get into it, I'll probably make a demo video, and if I like it enough, I might even do a review on the game eventually. So something I've been considering. And like I said, a different creator brought it up. I do watch other Gacha creators um, from time to time, just because it's good to know like other people's perspectives, whether I agree with them or not. It's always good to. Sometimes you can learn things from people that are from different perspectives, especially if you listen to multiple people. It's good to kind of get an overall feel of what a game is like. So I might get into this game. It's something that recently just came up in via someone else, and I don't know why I've never tried this, but yeah, this game looks like it might be up my alley. But just kind of wanted to bring that up real quick. I think that's going to go ahead and end it for this month's video. So thank you for spending the time watching me just blah, blah, blah. I appreciate that a lot. And we'll see you next time. Take care.